So, here's the thing. Normally, I don't like to speculate about people's health. It's tacky, it's invasive, and honestly, unless you're my grandma or my dog, I really don't care. But today? Yeah, I'm throwing that little principle out the window. Why? Because the person in question is Donald J. Trump. And let's face it, he doesn't exactly fall under the umbrella of regular person. He's more like a historical curiosity that somehow escaped from a wax museum and conned his way into the Oval Office. So, yeah, I feel pretty comfortable breaking my own rule here. Don't judge me, now, comma, before anyone clutches their pearls. I'm not alone in this. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Not a doctor, not an expert, just a guy who drinks green juice and thinks Wi-Fi signals cause autism. He speculates about health all the time. And if RFK Jr. gets to play Dr. Google, then damn it, so do I. Consider me emboldened. I'm a non-expert, yes, but so is he. And if that guy can confidently speculate on vaccines, surely I can talk about Trump's ankles looking like inflated pool floaties. All right, comma, jokes aside. Let's put the condescending sarcasm in a box for a second. There is real discourse right now about Donald Trump's health, and whether there's some deliberate effort to cover up what's going on with him. Which is ironic, of course, because this is the exact same accusation Republicans have been hurling at Biden for years. They're hiding his dementia. They're propping him up with Adderall smoothies. And honestly, that claim always made me laugh. Not because Biden isn't in cognitive decline. Oh, he absolutely is. You can see it plain as day every time he tries to string a sentence together, and it sounds like a Windows XP startup noise. The White House did try to gaslight us a bit, no question. But come on, if your cover-up plan involves putting the guy on live television every day, you're not doing a very good job of covering anything up. So, comma, yeah, Biden's decline was obvious. But here's the kicker. Trump's people are doing the exact same thing right now. They're running the same playbook. He's fine, he's vibrant, he's basically the picture of health. Don't believe your lying eyes. While the man himself looks like a rotisserie chicken that's been left under the heat lamp one too many days. And look, this is actually worth talking about. Because whether we like it or not, we need to think about what happens after Trump. Who takes over? Who becomes the next MAGA Messiah? That's a conversation worth having, even if right now we don't have all the details. So, yes, this is me speculating. Yes, this is conjecture. But if you came here for a definitive medical diagnosis, you're in the wrong place. This is YouTube, not Johns Hopkins. Now, comma. Let's talk about what sparked all this recent chatter. Journalist Laura Rosen reported that Trump had 0 public events planned for the weekend. None. Zilch. Which, of course, immediately sent Twitter into overdrive. People noticed he hadn't been spotted since Tuesday's cabinet meeting. That's like 5 days of Trump being completely MIA. And Twitter did what Twitter does best. It panicked, it memed, and it trended, "Trump is dead," within hours. The memes were glorious, by the way. I had to break my own Twitter hiatus just to jump in. People were posting "Weekend at Bernie's" style jokes, except it was "Weekend at Donnie's." Others were photoshopping Trump as a wax corpse being wheeled around by his kids. Absolute. Peak internet comedy. But plot twist. He wasn't dead. He was fine. Or at least, fine-ish. Turns out Aiden Ross, yes, the Twitch streamer whose brain cells are held together with duct tape and energy drinks, was the one who broke the news that Trump was alive. How? Because apparently Barron Trump texted him. Yes, you heard that, right? The President of the United States was confirmed to be alive because his teenage son texted a guy who once got banned for watching porn during a live stream. Folks, you can't make this crap up. But the speculation didn't stop there, because people weren't just pointing out that Trump went AWOL for a few days. No, no, no. They started pulling out receipts, photos of his swollen ankles, close-ups of the bruises on his hands, theories about blood thinners. And then came the most suspicious thing of all. Trump tweeted, "Never felt better in my life." Now listen. This is a man who lies literally every single time he opens his mouth. If Trump told me the sky was blue, I'd step outside just to double-check. So when he tweets that he's never felt better, you can pretty much guarantee that he's never felt worse. That man is probably on the verge of coughing up dust. If Trump says, "I feel amazing," it's like the political equivalent of hearing, "Don't worry, everything's fine," in a horror movie. It's over. Pack it up. And then Monday rolled around. New photographs surfaced. The first one, Trump waving feebly from a car, looking like someone just told him McDonald's discontinued the Filet-O-Fish. Genuinely, he looked frail, sad, deflated, like a balloon 2 days after a kid's birthday party. But the second image was even worse. Trump walking, mouth agape, eyes hollow, makeup missing. Folks, he looked like a ghost. And yes, Trump always looks like hell. That's his brand. But this was extra hell. Naturally, Twitter had a field day. Memes everywhere. Someone photoshopped Epstein's face onto Trump's hand bruise. Someone else compared him to Sloth from the Goonies. Others just posted, "Weekend at Donnie's GIFs" on repeat. And honestly, I can't even be mad. Because when your presidential hopeful looks like a deflated Macy's parade balloon, what else are you supposed to do besides meme it into oblivion? Now let me be clear. Looking bad doesn't automatically mean you're about to keel over. If that were the case, half of Congress would have been buried years ago. If I had to guess, Trump's probably going to stick around for several more years. Evil people tend to have insane longevity. Henry Kissinger made it to 100 by surviving, purely on war crimes and spite. So, yeah, Trump could live another decade easy, no matter how zombie-like he appears right now. But here's where it gets really spicy. Trump's own people are making this worse, because instead of just laughing off the speculation, they're kind of leaning into it. J.D. Vance, for example. He gets asked whether he's ready to take over if Trump drops dead. A normal, confident answer would be, "Nope, Trump's fine, don't even go there." But J.D. couldn't resist. He said, "Well, the president is in good health. But yes, terrible tragedies happen. And I feel ready." Excuse me? That's not reassuring. That's like your airline pilot saying, "The plane is totally fine, but if it falls out of the sky, I've watched a lot of YouTube crash videos, so I feel prepared." Not comforting, J.D. Not comforting at all. To me, that sounded like a subtle admission that maybe, just maybe, Trump's inner circle has gotten some bad news. Like they're all quietly bracing themselves for something, but trying not to say it out loud. Again, this is pure speculation. I am talking out of my ass here, but you can't deny the vibes are weird. And then there's Rick Wilson. Yes, that Rick Wilson jumping in to say there's a full-on MAGA Hunger Games happening in D.C. right now. According to him, J.D. Vance is already shuffling pieces behind the scenes, trying to position himself as the heir to MAGA once Trump inevitably croaks. He says Trump's inner circle is paranoid, small, and preparing for the end game. Now, Rick. Wilson isn't exactly the Oracle of Delphi. The man would speculate about his neighbor's dog if it got him clicks. But still, the fact that even this idea is gaining traction says a lot. And then you've got Eric Trump. Oh, sweet Eric. He got asked about running for president someday, And instead of shutting it down, he said, "I'm not ruling it out." Translation: if Daddy dies and J.D. Vance tries to take over, don't worry, I'll step in and continue the family grift. Which is hilarious, because literally nobody, and I mean nobody, wants Eric Trump as president. He's like the off-brand Trump, the Kirkland signature MAGA. Even MAGA diehards don't trust him to carry the torch. But here's the thing. All of this, every interview, every vague denial, every "he's fine, but also I'm ready to take over," it's all feeding into the feedback loop. Journalists ask because they sense something's up. Officials answer in weird half measures. The media takes those half measures and spins them into headlines, and the speculation snowballs. Suddenly, it looks like there's a power struggle happening, even if maybe there isn't one yet. Now, I'm not saying Trump is secretly on his deathbed. I'm not saying he's about to collapse mid-rally like a malfunctioning animatronic Chuck E. Cheese. What I am saying is that he doesn't look good, his people aren't exactly inspiring confidence, and the lack of transparency is fueling this fire. Combine that with the internet's love for memes, and you've got the perfect storm. So where does this leave us? Honestly, nowhere conclusive. Trump could be sick. He could be fine. He could just be an 80-year-old man who's lived on Diet Coke, KFC, and resentment for decades, and now his body is starting to send the bill. That's not exactly shocking, but here's the truth. None of us know what the hell is going on. We're all just speculating, connecting dots that may or may not exist, because his team won't tell us a damn thing. And that, right there, is the problem. If this were any normal president, there would at least be some level of transparency. But with Trump, the man's entire brand is built on lies, exaggerations, and hiding anything that makes him look weak. So, of course, they're not going to say, "Yeah, he's got congestive heart failure," or, "Oops, his kidneys are failing." They're going to keep up the charade until he either keels over on stage or runs out of orange makeup. So, yeah. Specule.